Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3, and we are still wrapping in the series of trials, tribulations, and trauma, which we recognize we could talk about for decades, probably, in the sense of like, there's so much that goes on with it, but we are trying to bring it to you nice and concise and just really allow the like, I don't know, like, oh, I'm not alone in this, or oh, I believe that same thing, or oh, I've had that happen, and how do I move through it? And so that's ultimately why we're here. It's just to empower you to live your best life, to create the shifts, to move forward, to recognize you don't have to live defined by your past, which is huge. And so today in episode 3, we're going to talk about self-empowering tools you can use. We're going to just talk girl talk, really, because we're here and we might as well. So if you don't know who we are literally winging this. This is Kelly D and I'm Dr. B, and we're just keeping it real. We're keeping it real. All things life,
right.
all things trials, tribulations, trauma, and triumphs. So today,
Yeah,
let's pull
that's
it
right,
back into the triumphs.
for sure.
So yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, well, actually, I want to talk about me for a minute.
Ooh, I
I'm
like
very
that. Give
excited.
it to me.
Tomorrow, I'm
Bring it.
having a me day. I'm getting a manicure pedicure, and
Okay.
I'm going to try and get my brows do the laminate.
What is that? I've never even heard of that. Laminate. Is
Is
that
it a
like,
Canadian thing?
wait, what? It's a Canadian thing?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I've never heard of it. What
Yeah,
is, okay, tell me more.
they do a wax and tint, and then they laminate them in the shape that they are, and then you just brush them every day because I don't like wearing makeup. I don't. So I'm getting the whole thing. So when I go to Mexico, which I'm going next week,
Hmm.
and I don't have to wear any makeup. I can just be, I mean, I won't be all natural because I'll have all this fake crap all over me, but
I'm still
don't have
like,
to do
I don't
anything.
understand the laminate thing though. Like, do they
Don't
literally put,
worry, I'll be taking pictures.
okay, perfect.
Probably
Y'all are going to see it. Yeah. Okay.
I'll look like Edward Cullen from Twilight.
We're just like, oh,
Um,
speaking of, I'm wearing my poofy beanie today because it is a cold, rainy day here in Eagle, Idaho. And
yeah.
well, I didn't turn on
It's
the
chilly
heat.
here too.
Is it? Maybe
It's
it's 'tis
chilly
the
in Victoria.
season.
I got a blankie on and I got my cappuccino this morning.
Oh
It's
yeah.
chilly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So don't
Yeah.
mind my little poof situation
It's
here, but
cute.
my head is cold and I got a lot of hair. So okay, so we're laminating eyebrows, we're getting mani pedis, we're flying to
Yeah.
Mexico, and you bought something to take that you like
Yeah,
literally
I'm
can't
so
even take.
bummed. I'm so bummed. So my cousin's getting married and part of my cousin's the male, but the colors are like a fuchsia pink. So we have a Chinatown here in Victoria. It's really cool. So we have these, which I guess is a I don't know thing here too from Canada. Like they're from China, obviously, but here in Canada, they're called wishing lights. So it's a paper lantern, and there's a little block that you light once you set it up, and when you light it on fire, it's kind of like a hot air balloon. So it goes up in the air, and sometimes they float over the water, and they disintegrate from the heat after like a few minutes. But you're supposed to make a wish as they float away. But I realized that I'm trying to cram all my stuff into a carry-on and I can't take the flammable stuff on the
Oh my
carry-on. So I
gosh.
had to take them all out. So I'm just hoping that they're not going to be like, what is this on the Mexican border and say, come with us. And then I'll be like hauled off to some quiet room and never heard of again.
Oh man, the podcast would end. That'd be
I
terrible.
know. And then what would we do? Anyway,
Well, I
I'm
guess
bummed
worst
about
case
it.
scenario, you just give them to them, be like, all right, I don't really need these anyway, but like
Yeah,
that
I mean,
stinks
he
because
could
what a
probably
cool
MacGyver
thing.
something, but I just thought it'd
Yeah.
be really cute because
Oh my
she
gosh,
has
totally.
two young daughters, and I just thought it'd be kind of nice for them to do it at their wedding, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well,
Well, it's a thought that counts. Maybe you guys will figure out
right.
some way to get them to. It kind of makes me think of that movie Tangled. I think that's the movie with the girl with the long hair. and they do
Yeah.
she gets taken away. I don't remember. I'm gonna totally butcher this. But anyway, they do some kind of lantern lighting for like
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that's
her
it.
birthday every year. And so it's like
Yep.
they float away into the sky, kind of
Yep.
like releasing a balloon. It just looks
That's what
way
it
more
is.
cool,
Yeah. And
in
this
my
is,
opinion.
they're biodegradable, right?
And
So
they're
they're good for
cute
the
because they're
environment.
pink.
I know, they're super cute.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so actually right now, I guess in Canada and in China, it's the Lantern Festival too.
Oh,
So
sure. Yeah. I did some stuff with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, so LLS, many years ago, ran for Woman of the Year. And they do a lighting, not as part of the Man and Woman of the Year, but they do some kind of lantern lighting release ceremony, like
yeah.
fundraising ceremony thing. It's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. How beautiful. Light up the sky.
Yeah, light up the sky with wishes.
Yeah. Very
Wishes.
cool.
So, how is your son doing? Last week we kind of touched on that he was just going through a couple issues at
Oh,
school
yes.
about
Yes.
bullying and stuff. So what's going on there?
Well, like we've been taught, well, I guess this is perfect for this episode because, like we've been talking about, everybody has a journey, and
Even our kids.
it's not always fun, right? And so my son Cordell, he's now 8, but when this started just this fall, last fall, so it wasn't that long ago, entering into second grade, COVID no longer exists in a sense of like school has kind of resumed what would be
Mm.
perceivably normal prior to COVID being a pandemic. And that idea of like all the kids going to recess together, like all the grades. Whereas, like, during that COVID like time where things are on lockdown and masks, and I think the recess was like limited to like 1 or 2 classes would go out at the same time, but not
Yeah.
everyone. So, him only being in second grade, kindergarten and first grade, they had recess with like 1 or 2 classes.
Hmm.
And so then this year it's like and he loves routine, overstimulation and sensory stuff really like like really sets him into this kind of like spiral and this like lack of being grounded basically, and a little
Yeah.
bit chaotic. And so here he is, like, first week of school, stepping onto the playground, and there's like 500 or 600 kids because it's basically kindergarten through fifth all at the same time, but there's some like
That's
overlapping, but
just overwhelming anyway,
crazy
right?
overwhelming,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, like I don't even like going to a trampoline park, let alone put me in a playground with like 500, 600, 700 kids.
Yeah.
And Cordell does karate, doesn't really do ball sports. Not his thing yet, maybe never. That's totally cool. But a lot of the boys in that like second to fifth grade, they're very much into like soccer, football. There's this thing called gaga ball. So like anyway, so there's a lot of meanness happening on at recess, a lot of bullying, a lot of like the older kids trying to put the not wanting the little kids to bother them or be in the way. And so there's a lot of like just really like mean gestures, mean words. And Cordell's very sensitive to that stuff. He wants everyone to be kind. He wants everyone to be respectful. He wants everyone to follow the rules. And so when he stands in his that belief of like, hey, that's not cool, please don't do that, then it's like it comes down harder, right? So we went
Yeah.
through this season, couple 2 3 months, and the school was amazing. They like stepped in. We pulled in all the resources because we know there's so many modalities that are
Yeah.
beautiful to help with situations like that. And I also want to be mom. I don't always want to be the one he runs to for the assistance. So I wanted to pull in the help, right? And so
Yeah.
I guess the thing I would say is we're through it. We're on the other side of it, at least. There's mean things still happening. Kids are saying really hurtful things, and they're mean, they're
Yeah.
unkind. But Cordell has evolved in his journey with this. He has been able to create a toolbox of empowering tools. And we even did this thing where we like sat down and we like created this cute little paper thing that looked like you're putting tools in a toolbox, if you will. And it was like each little one had like something he could do. So walk away, you know, ask for conflict resolution, do some kind of grounding or tapping tool, talk to an adult about it. Like, so he had all of these different things that he came up with that we then put into his toolbox. And we did it
Yeah.
on paper.
Obviously, and not those adult words.
Right, right. So we did it on this paper though, so he could literally
Yeah,
see it every day. And where we started was like, you have all of these
that's
tools
a
and
great idea.
resources, and you can go the beginning of each day, maybe while you're brushing your teeth, and look at that and say, okay, today, if something happens that I'm not okay with, which one of these ones do I want to be empowered to use? Is it that today I'm going to choose to just not respond and just say nothing and walk away? Is today going to be the day that I stand in my truth and say, I don't agree with that? What does that look like? Right. And you get to choose. I think that's the biggest thing is like, even though you're
Yeah.
7, 8, like it's still one, I'm not there and I'm not going to step in because I'm not fixing this.
No,
We want you to be empowered to know this is your journey and you get to choose how to stand in your power, what that looks like, what that feels like, and what tools to collect and then therefore use as you need them, right?
that are good for him, right? Because I
Correct.
can give a tool to
Ugh,
my son and he's
yes.
like, that's not going to work for me.
Right.
Don't you wish that we were our parents?
Am I allowed to say that? I don't think I can say that.
No, but I mean, oh my God, can you imagine though if we had this knowledge, like as
Mhm.
kids, to and
Ugh,
stay in alignment
yes.
with who we are and use the like our actual gifts and our knowledge to just how
I
many
know. I know.
distressful situations would never have happened, right?
Yeah, but I also wouldn't be who I am. So I kind of can go
No,
like, I like
you'd
agree
be
and like,
different.
right. Yeah, for
You'd be
sure. For sure.
different.
What I do love is that I've done a lot of the work. We're always in the journey, right? But I've done a
Yeah.
lot of the work and I also have resources and tools. And the thing that I want to serve him with is that, and I was having this conversation with someone the other day, is I never want him to think it's only me he needs to come to for help. I
Yeah.
want him to trust and know there's resources and modalities out there, and that he can pick and choose which ones feel good in that time, because every experience is different, every person is different. And so if all me holding space for him does is show him that there's other people and other resources and modalities that will serve him throughout his life, then I feel like my parenting job is done in that
Yeah,
sense.
but but also too, like, which is fantastic, is that you're teaching him how to self-empower
Mhm,
himself to control his surroundings, right? Creating a boundary
mhm,
right from the get-go, like
mhm,
saying, you know what, I'm not dealing with you. You're being
mhm,
ridiculous or whatever.
mhm,
I'm walking
mhm,
away, or
mhm.
he'll stand in his power, or
Yeah.
he'll go to an adult, or whatever it is. But I think that that's a lot of which we've talked about 100 times, right? Having kids, but I think that's part of why a lot of kids do have anxiety and the young adults is because they don't have any self-empowering tools like to
Mhm.
teach them, okay, I know what I'm feeling or what I'm thinking is real,
Right,
and that's
right,
important,
right.
and I'm choosing to do this because it's more in alignment for me, or that's where I feel safe, or whatever it is.
Mhm, mhm,
And I really think that that's why so many kids and young adults have anxiety because there's
mhm.
no empowerment tools for them, no self empowerment tools for them.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think the other part I can add to that as I kind of like circulate around that idea is this, societal boxes of, yeah, it's so tough because it's this idea of like, you don't respond back, you don't fight back, you don't say anything, you just suck it up and do it, you just get through it. Like there's all of these components of not honoring someone's truth
Yeah.
based on how we parent or the teachers or just whatever, right? Like whatever the dynamic is. And so that child, if we're going to use Cordell's experience, that child is in some level being told their voice doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's just how life is. It's unfair. Just suck it up and get through it versus like
Hmm.
really trying to support him with like looking at the bigger picture, pulling in his resources, knowing his voice matters and knowing when to use it and when not to use it, and just really working with that component of what aligns with him, not what aligns with me. Because I can tell you right now, there's
Exactly.
certain situations he's been through in the last few months I probably would have handled differently.
Yeah, because you're a different person
Mhm. Exactly,
and your
exactly.
perception of things are different,
And
right?
that's hard as a mom because like part of
Yeah,
me wants to step in and be like, don't talk to my kid that way, right?
that's right.
But at the same time, I'm like, I'm here. I'll sit on the bench with you. I will walk through this with you, but I am not
Yep.
you. And you have to learn how to take that next step. You have to learn how to stand in your truth.
Hmm.
This hard as it is at 7 and 8 is going to serve you for the rest of your life.
Yep. It's going to
And you're
make
learning it
you.
now. Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm.
So my son's 20, Graydon, and so his desire is to join the Navy or the armed forces here in Canada, and he wants to get into like cybersecurity.
Hmm.
So he realized, right, that he needs to upgrade himself, right? So now
Ooh, I
he's
love that
enrolled in
word.
a class, yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
and which is great because I said to him, well, do you feel that you're ready to do this, right? Of course,
Hmm.
with the state of the world, I'm like, stay home, let me cuddle you, let me keep you safe. I don't
Yeah.
want you joining the army. That's not a
Yeah.
good idea, but I have to allow him to make his own choices. But so he recognized too that we've only lived in Victoria about just over a year now, right? And he does have a great group of friends and everything, but he's looking for, because now he's coming to his own. He's a young man now, and he realizes that although his group of friends are great, he has fun with them, he needs more. He needs more
Hmm. Hmm.
stimulation. He needs more. So he's decided that he's going to take a course at the local college in regards to cybersecurity because A, he
Cool.
wants that knowledge, and B, he's looking for that social. Uh,
Like-minded, we speak the same
yeah,
language, we're a group of common
and I'm like,
interest. Hmm.
oh my God, I am so proud of you that
Yeah.
you are doing that and you recognize not where you're lacking, but where you need to upgrade your own psyche, right? To
Mhm.
be who you are. And I was like, I felt so proud of him
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
made that choice.
yeah. I love the word upgrade because it really is.
So
It's not this like
I'm
this is
like,
a
all my
weakness, but it's
nagging
like
paid off.
I don't nag. I don't.
All of my wisdom paid off.
Oh, I think half the battle is just being present, honestly.
I know
And not trying to dive in and fix anything, but just be present. Like I
it's
remember
hard,
I just like,
so hard.
especially, we talked about the rape last episode, and it's this idea of just being heard. Like I wanted someone to hear me and believe me.
Yeah,
And I didn't have that for a very long time. And
yeah.
so I felt like I was in a world all on my own. And like, obviously, that crappy situation happens to other people. But when I was in it, I wasn't thinking about like all the other people. And no, it was like,
Your survival.
yeah, and I was in
Yeah,
survival, and yet no one believed me, and they were questioning my story. And so then I didn't even want to use my voice, and I wasn't able to use my voice that day because of the
no,
drugs, and like spiral, right? And I was
yeah.
a grown woman, um, but having to create my own space of healing. And I remember
Yeah,
I was in a abnormal psychology class at the local college during the summer because I would, I was like trying to figure out what career path I was going to do now that soccer was no longer a thing. And so I was taking this abnormal psych class, and I remember sitting at the back class. Thank goodness I was at the back class. And so this was like within a year after the rape had happened.
but what's interesting to me about that is that you chose to do that because you were trying to figure out why it happened to you and why you let it
Yep.
happen.
Yep. Yep.
So you were
Yep.
already trying to heal your own pattern, right?
Yep.
Like your
Yeah. And
own
I
needs.
totally, and like, what can I learn to like figure out what to do with me? And like, why am I thinking this way? And why, like, how do I get out of victim mode and like all the things, right? So I'm sitting in this class and they're doing this like psych performance walkthrough. So you have to close your eyes and they're doing this visualization. Now, darkness didn't work for me then, y'all. I love it now. Like, I am like 2 hours meditation in the morning, right? Like, close my eyes, doing all the things. But back then, to close my eyes and be with myself was so frightening
Oh
that I
yeah.
remember cracking my eyeballs as they're like trying to walk us through this visualization. And thankfully, I was in the back of class, and I'm just like, I can't hold them back. Tears are just running down my face, and I just needed light like to come through my visual because I couldn't be in the dark by myself, because I immediately went back there immediately. And in that moment I was like, no, like, I like, this is so scary, but I know there's more, and I know I'm meant to do more, and I know I'm worth more, and I don't know what that looks like, but what I do know is I'm going to keep moving forward, and I have to empower myself because I don't know what else to do and I don't know where to turn. And so
Yeah.
trying it and failing at something, and starting therapy and realizing like, this, I didn't like that therapist, so let me try something different, and realizing that like aligning and empowering myself was really the journey.
hmm Yeah. Yeah, and it just comes back to like we talked about earlier about like self-awareness and self-love, right? And non-negotiables, like setting boundaries
Mm,
for whatever space that you're in, and you create them because again you're the most important person. So whatever's happening within your psyche and within your environment, if you need that space, you got to create a boundary for
yeah,
self-care
yeah,
alone, right? And
yeah.
that's really that
Whew.
whole like self-empowerment comes from, right? Is
Mm,
standing in your power, creating a boundary that is non-negotiable for
mhm.
your own self-care.
Yep. Which is
Rah,
so
rah, rah.
freaking bang. Yeah, which is so freaking hard to do though when
I
you
know.
don't have any self-worth, and you're like,
No.
don't believe in, and you're like hurting and in pain. It is so difficult to think
Yeah.
like the end of the marathon, right? It's like mile 10
Yeah.
sucks and I'm in it. Like, I can't even think about
Yeah.
mile whatever
No.
marathon, 26.2.
It isn't
It's
even like
yeah.
it wouldn't
Mm-mm,
have been a
mm-mm.
tangible thing for you,
So it's
right?
almost like holding this idea of like, fake it till you make it. In the sense of like, I know that I don't know what it looks like. I have no idea, but I just know it's
Yeah.
not here right now in this moment. This is not aligned with me and it doesn't feel good. And I'm going to choose to make a choice to take a step, even if I fail,
Yeah.
even if I have to pivot 18 million times, which I had to do at different seasons of the game, right? But this idea of like, no, 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 no. I am worth more, and I'm going to choose more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just like keep moving away from from the situation and taking action towards whatever it is. We don't
Mhm.
know yet, but
Mhm.
it's something better than that.
Mhm. Mhm.
What is that saying? Don't look behind you, you're not there anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Something
know if
like
I've heard
that.
it's like the rearview mirror, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're staring in the rearview mirror, you don't know what's in front of you or something like that. Yeah, like along those lines. But so true. Coming back to
hmm
the sock drawer analogy of this idea of
Yeah.
like, get those socks out of there that don't fit. You don't need them. Get rid of them, right?
Yeah.
You're never gonna wear them again. They don't serve you. Get
Yeah.
rid of them. Throw them
Like
away.
my size 14 jeans that I will not take out of my closet because I just have want to be fit back in them.
Mhm.
I won't throw them out because I aspire to fit back in them.
You should box frame them, hang them on the wall, and like vision board that stuff, right?
Next week, I'm gonna have my pants on the on the back wall there.
Behind you.
My
Ah,
my painting.
either that, or it's this
Mm.
idea of like just loving, like we've talked about, right? Like the loving
Oh yeah.
your body in the season, and obviously you've done that, and like, does that the
Oh, I
one
totally
does
do.
the 1-4 actually matter, or is it more of how you feel? Right.
It's more, yeah, I mean, I feel good in my body. I feel healthy. I'm strong and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I see those jeans and I remember how I looked in them and I had some cute little booty there, now I'm just more voluptuous with my booty.
Voluptuous. Yeah, my boot. I got a soccer booty, so that thing is like. We were actually working out in the garage gym last night, and my husband creates the workouts, and so we were doing legs, and I was like, seriously, you trying to make my butt bigger? Because I'm pretty
I
sure
know,
it doesn't
right?
need to be bigger, but I appreciate the strength, but like, come on, man.
Yeah,
We just laugh. It's funny. Yeah. Girl got soccer
nice.
booty, but anyway.
I'm just
All
Italian.
right, are we do you eat a lot of pasta if you're Italian? Is that like a
No,
normal
like
thing?
no, I eat a lot. Like I'm probably 70% vegetarian for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat, but I could totally eat pasta and salad every day.
Mm.
But and fresh bread.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should have a convo on that.
About fresh bread.
Yes,
Walking
that
into a
too.
bakery and just being, I'll take 2 of those and I'll take 3 of those.
Get in my
Yeah.
belly, right? Yeah, for sure.
Like
So
one of my favorite things for sure is like fresh baguette with some yummy cheese, like real,
you're gonna make me hungry.
like French brie, or like I like blue cheese, or
Mm.
that kind of stuff, and a nice bottle of wine. That's perfect. That's my favorite thing.
Ah, cool. Good to know. Although we should schedule time to like hang out
And
in person. That'd be
olives.
super fun. And olives, black or green?
I'll take them
Whatever.
all.
You know,
I
whatever.
love olives.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're wrapping this back up. We need to see
Right.
your laminated eyebrows like
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
soon.
picture. I'm gonna post it on Facebook.
This
Well, and I'll post it on,
episode,
like, I'll do it here.
yeah, but this episode's probably going to be like early March. So you will have already done your lamination, you will have already done your trip. And so with that said, we're going to all be able to go back to your Facebook and look at your whatever laminated eyebrows and your
My Edward
fun
Cullen.
pictures, fresh face. That
Yeah,
really goes back to just like taking care of that self-care, that boundaries, like investing in yourself, high vibration,
exactly.
self-empowerment. What you're going to show up to this wedding feeling like so vibrant and good, and these
Mm,
are just little things that have helped you
yeah,
to show up in that way, in addition to all of your healing, your empowerment of self, your soul alignment, which is how you now serve your clients, and just being able
yeah,
to help realign, empower, and just stand in your truth and be
yeah.
honest to
Be
yourself and
authentic.
what you need.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
100%. But we are gonna have a empower hour, right?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody who's listening here. So after every series, we do a sip and shift empower hour. You bring your water, you bring your wine, you bring your whatever it is for you, and you
Yeah,
bring yourself, and it is totally free. And it is just Kelly and I hanging out with you, having fun conversations, hard conversations, talking about all the things. So our intention is just to engage and love you guys, because we do love you guys, and we want you to be here and be able to stimulate us, and we stimulate you, and it's just like this currency of love. So it's
yeah.
in the description. You guys will see it in the description. There's a meeting ID. We meet on Zoom and we just love on each other for an hour. Sound good? Okay, that was
Sounds
okay. Yes,
awesome.
sounds awesome. So check out the description. It'll have all the deets for you. And we just love you. And thank you for being here and being with us as we talk about all the things. And
All the crazy things that we talk about.
laminating eyebrows and journeys and bullying and, life. So thank you.
Yeah.
We love you. Okay. Peace out till next time.
Bye.
Bye.